In the summer of 1518, in the city of Strasbourg, something truly bizarre began. It started with one woman, Frau Troffea, who simply stepped into the street and began to dance. Not a joyful dance, but a frantic, unceasing tremor. She danced for days without rest, without food. But the true horror was yet to come. Soon, others joined her, until the city was gripped by a terrifying, unstoppable fever. Welcome to Forgotten Archives and the strange, horrifying truth behind the dancing plague. The year 1518 was a time of hardship and fear. Famine, plague, and religious strife were a constant presence. For the citizens of Strasbourg, a city within the Holy Roman Empire, the line between science and superstition was blurred. A bizarre affliction was often seen not as a medical condition, but as a supernatural punishment or a divine curse. It was a world ripe for panic and mass hysteria, where a single strange act could spark a terrifying and unpredictable chain of events. Within days, a dozen more people joined Frau Troffea. Men, women, and even children were afflicted by the same uncontrollable compulsion. They danced in the streets, unable to stop. Their feet became bloody, their clothing tattered, but they couldn't cease their movements. The public square became a stage for this bizarre spectacle, a living, breathing testament to an unknown horror. The confusion in the city grew as more and more people succumbed to the dancing. Frightened and baffled, the city's leaders and physicians came to a startling conclusion. The afflicted were suffering from hot blood and needed to dance it out of their system. Their cure was to set up a public stage in the middle of the city. They brought in musicians and encouraged the bizarre performance, believing that if the dancers simply exerted themselves enough, the dancing would eventually stop. This decision, however, was a catastrophic mistake that sealed the fate of many. For days on end, the horrific scene continued. Dancers collapsed from exhaustion, their hearts giving out from the strain. Estimates suggest up to 15 people died each day at the height of the plague. The square became a morbid public spectacle of human suffering. The city's leaders, witnessing the tragic failure of their plan, must have watched in horror as their attempts to cure the plague only accelerated its deadly progression. As the death toll mounted, the church was called upon to intervene. Religious leaders believed the plague was a curse sent from the heavens, perhaps a punishment from a saint. The dancers were taken to the shrine of Saint Vitus, the patron saint of dancers. They were given red shoes and told to dance at the shrine, with the hope that the saint would grant them a reprieve. The desperate measures of the city's leaders now included a mix of pseudo-medicine and religious rituals. Just as suddenly as it began, the dancing stopped. Historians believe that the combination of moving the afflicted to the shrine of Saint Vitus and the collective trauma of witnessing the deaths helped to break the psychological grip of the plague. As the dancers were moved and given comfort, the terrifying compulsion simply ceased. The streets of Strasbourg were once again quiet, but the silence was filled with the memory of the horrible weeks. The city was left to mourn its dead and wonder what truly happened. Modern science has proposed two primary theories for the dancing plague. The first is ergotism,
a poisoning caused by a fungus on rye and other grains. The fungus can cause convulsions, spasms, and hallucinations. The second, more widely accepted theory is mass psychogenic illness, or mass hysteria. In a time of extreme stress, starvation, and hardship, the minds of many people could have manifested their suffering through this bizarre, collective physical reaction. The anxiety and fear created a loop that fed itself.
The citizens of Strasbourg did not have the benefit of modern science. To them, the event remained a terrifying, inexplicable mystery. It was a divine punishment, a fever of the blood, or a sinister spell. And this enduring confusion is what makes the story so compelling. It's a window into a world where the lines between the natural and the supernatural were blurred, and a strange illness could be seen as an act of divine rage. The Dancing Plague of 1518 stands as a haunting testament to the fragility of the human mind and the mysteries that history still holds. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are not in the shadows, but within ourselves. If you've been captivated by this incredible tale of an unsolved medical mystery, and you're ready to explore more secrets that time has tried to bury, then your adventure is far from over. Be sure to hit that like button to show your support, share this video with fellow history enthusiasts, and most importantly, subscribe to Forgotten Archives. Join us as we continue to illuminate the unseen.